ever seen in basketball history, maybe even just in the finals. Just some great basketball talk. So if you like the video, and also make sure to comment down below. Maybe your favorite NBA Finals of all time, your favorite NBA Finals MVP of all time, this, that, or the other. Should be a lot of fun. Make sure you also subscribe to the channel if you're not yet. We are doing a 7.5k subscriber giveaway. That should be a lot of fun. I know this video is going to be kind of quick because if you didn't know, I'm having a lot of mic issues. A lot of mic issues recently. I've literally had to throw 3 or 4 videos out in a way because there's something wrong with my mic. I don't know if I have to get a new mic. I don't know if I have to get new cords. I don't know if I have to get a new camera to record on. There's so many things I need to figure out. So, I mean, any donations will be very nice right now because I might have to get new everything. Maybe to get a new mic and a new camera, new cords. I don't know what's wrong. I've tried a bunch of different things and I don't know what's working, what's not working. I have to do a lot more tests. So, thank you guys so much for just all the support you guys have given me. It really means a lot. And yeah, I think that's it. So I think we can finally get started. Well, I did find a list online about some of the craziest NBA finals of all time and some of the best NBA finals MVPs of all time. And one that I remember being one of my favorites of all time when hearing about this crazy stat line are the NBA finals of 2000. Yes, the year 2000. It was the year the LA Lakers beat the Indiana Pacers in the NBA Finals 4-2. And yes, if you take a look at the Finals MVP for that year, it was in fact Shaquille O'Neal. And Shaq that year averaged in 46 minutes per game, 38 points, 17 rebounds, and nearly 3 blocks a game. 38 and 17. Man, that is just an insane stat line. This is before, prime Kobe Bryant. So Kobe only averaged about 15 points in this entire series, and obviously back then, scoring wasn't really super duper crazy like it is nowadays. But Shaquille O'Neal in Game 1 scored 43, Game 2 scored 40, Game 6 scored 41 points. So in 3 games out of the 6, he scored over 40 points per game, which is so crazy. I mean, obviously, the Pacers didn't really have much to stop him. I think their center at that time period was Rick Smits, which obviously not the craziest NBA defender, so Shaq really got to eat a lot of that barbecue chicken during this pretty much entire playoff run. Definitely his time in the Lakers, he was easily the best player in the NBA, the most dominant player of all time, at least in my opinion. Dude is just a natural beast when it comes to being in the paint, dominating. I mean, you can look at the highlights of him just yamming on people the entire time, that entire playoff run, basically. Oh man, it was a lot of fun to watch. I've watched some of those games of him just dominating, and it's crazy because a lot of dominant centers in today's NBA are like that. It's a lot of mid-range shots, free throw shooting, this and that. Shaq was just literally just too dominant for that. Could you imagine if Shaq got some sort of mid-range free throw shot? He probably would have averaged 55 points in this, maybe in his entire career in the Laker uniform, at least during his dominant time, because we all know how dominant Shaq was during that time period, and wow, was this a sort of staple in that, of him being probably the most dominant big man of all time. Another really great finals run, I should say, would be Magic Johnson. Yes, Magic Johnson in the 1980 NBA Finals, where you might remember this. Magic Johnson, with the hurt Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, started at center. And yes, I think Magic Johnson was very young in his career. I think he was maybe a rookie, if I can remember something totally crazy like that. It was very early on in Magic's career, and throughout the NBA Finals, he averaged 22 points per game, 11 rebounds, and 9 assists as a rookie. Coming into the league, he averaged 22, 11, and 9 in the NBA Finals. Holy cow. Now, sure, Kareem actually led the finals during that year, scoring 500 points in the entire NBA playoffs during that time insane. But man, did Magic came up the biggest moment he possibly could, scoring a whopping 42 points in the final Game 6 of that series against the 76ers, who obviously the Sixers of the 80s were an absolutely amazing team. Man, Magic just really helped that team a lot. They also had Jamal Wilkes, really good teammate. Spencer Hayward, very notable name, but man, Magic, 22 points really, and averaged 43 minutes per game, with Kareem averaging 33 points and 14 rebounds. So definitely Kareem had the better series and probably won them that series, but man, the way Magic stepped up when the big man was hurt, won him the finals MVP, and what really made that squad special was Magic Johnson. I remember seeing articles about, Magic Johnson can play any position, Magic Johnson can play coach, Magic Johnson should be the starting center. People were going that crazy because of his last game, scoring 42 points in the elimination game at the NBA Finals. You want to talk about positionless basketball? Magic Johnson was the best at positionless basketball, and I mean, now we see it nowadays with players, like Bam Adebayo, Ben Simmons, LeBron James to an extent. A guy who's 6'9", 6'10" can easily play center during this time period, but during, the 1980s, it was absurd, but he did the job good, and thank God, because they definitely needed him to step up like that. But next is also a really great finals one that also kind of involves Shaq, and that is, are the finals of the year 2006. Yes, this is the Dwayne Wade NBA Finals, where, if you didn't know, D-Wade, only being in the NBA for 3 years as of this point in time, averaged in the NBA Finals 35, 8, and 4. That is just music to my ears, because I just think how underrated D-Wade is throughout his entire career. But a lot of people forget that 2000s run where, sure, everyone talks about how great Kobe Bryant was, but D-Wade was an animal nonetheless. And this was without pretty much a really great jump shot. He could make free throws, but that was really about it. Throughout the entire NBA Finals, he scored 654 points. Let's see, in Game 3 he scored 42, Game 4 scored 36, Game 5 scored 43, and Game 6 scored 36. Wow. So, if you don't remember, in this NBA Finals as well, Dallas was up 2-0 at the start of the NBA Finals. Then D-Wade finally started to come into his own and sweeping them the rest of the way to Game 6. That's absolutely awesome to see. Now, the reason why I say Shaq is sort of tied to this is because Shaq, who was sort of, the NBA champion guy on that sort of team, only averaged 14 points and 10 rebounds during his time there, under a block and also under a steal as well. And Dwan Walker averaged more points than Shaq during that run, so gives you a little bit of retrospect on how D-Wade was doing this. I don't want to say by himself, but he was averaging nearly 40. The next guy up was averaging 13 points, so pretty crazy. Then again, Dallas wasn't the total dominant powerhouse team nonetheless. Obviously, they had Dirk Nowitzki, who was averaging 23 points per game, but they also had Jason Terry, Jerry Stackhouse, Devin Harris. That team was maybe a little bit more well-built, but the toughness and the grit of this crazy D-Wade-led Miami Heat team, with Jason Williams, Gary Payton, Alonzo Mourning, Udonis Haslem, just all those tough guys. Very cool to see, and D-Wade absolutely just dominating the court during that NBA Finals. Alright, and another sort of recent NBA Finals one that actually I really sometimes, I don't want to say forget about, but sometimes maybe look over because of how dominant this team was, but we cannot just roll past the fact that Kevin Durant in the 2017 NBA Finals really put his stake into being the best player in the world on planet Earth, #1. Holy cow, did he really show up in this NBA Finals. He averaged in 40 minutes per game, 35 points, 8 rebounds, and nearly 6 assists, with over a block and nearly two blocks and a steal a game. It was just absolutely insane, and we all know about the famous sort of jump shot he took over LeBron, assists as well, scoring nearly 600 points in the NBA Finals during this time, and in the playoffs, and also had 141 assists. But Kevin Durant really held his own and really, I don't want to say carried the Warriors, but I mean Steph Curry averaged 26, 8, and 9, which is amazing. Most people really had their eyes on KD. I'm just going to say it. I love Steph Curry. I love that crazy dynasty that they had, but no offense, but Kevin Durant was the best player on that court, definitely during that NBA Finals as well. I mean, they were looking for KD for a lot of it. LeBron James in that Finals averaged 33 and 12 and 10, so a triple-double. Very good. Obviously, LeBron trying everything he can. Doesn't have a will a win, but if you look at the Finals, 20-point blowouts, a lot of blowouts in this series for some reason, but it ended in 9-point loss to the Golden State Warriors. But that was mostly because of how great and talented that whole entire team was, but KD especially. But I think now it is only fair that we talk about the 2016 NBA Finals, where yes, LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers came back from being down 3-1. The 3-1 Finals, I think we all know what that is. It's pretty interesting because in the entirety of the 2016 playoffs, Klay Thompson was actually the playoff leader with 582 points. But LeBron, at the Finals that year, averaged 30 points, 11 rebounds, and 9 assists. Absolutely a crazy stat line nonetheless. And his partner, Robin, the duo of probably one of my favorite duos of all time, honestly, in Kyrie Irving with LeBron, averaged 27 points alongside him. Really was a crazy player during that time period. Now, Kevin Love, who was supposedly the big three of that squad, only averaged in the NBA Finals 8.5 points per game, which, that's crazy. Tristan Thompson scored more on average than Kevin Love. Do you believe me? Look it up. It's totally crazy. Now, do I give, too much credit to LeBron and the Cleveland Cavaliers during this final? I think yes, but also, man, the Warriors easily could have won this as well. But, I mean, I think we all know that, I don't know, I think it's reported or rumored or whatever that Steph Curry was hurt during this finals. He only averaged 22 points and under 4 assists a game during this NBA Finals. That's not great. Klay Thompson averaged 19, Draymond averaged 16. So the big three didn't really step up in this NBA Finals, which was kind of sad. But I think, again, this Finals easily could have gone either way. It's my favorite Finals of all time, not because of, the Warriors lost or because I like LeBron. It's just the most entertaining basketball series I've ever watched. And is it cool that the team that came back from 3-1 won it? Sure, but even if they didn't, and that Game 7 went slightly a different way, it'd still probably be my favorite NBA Finals of all time because it was just so much fun to watch. And that, rivalry that Steph and LeBron had was fuming during this time period. The rivalry, I keep doing this because they're not really rivals. They're probably really good friends, and Cleveland and the Warriors aren't really rivals, obviously. But during that time period, they really were, and it was just so much fun to watch those guys go at it. And I remember, we all remember the block and the shot, and Draymond getting thrown out, and all the great plays that Steph Curry had against LeBron, like crossing him up. It was just such an intense NBA Finals. It was a lot of fun to watch. And obviously, the MVP, LeBron James, taking it home, but just the icing on the cake, I guess you could say. A couple of really great, notable ones were definitely, let's see, obviously LeBron James during his time period in the Miami Heat era. I mean, that was, prime LeBron James. I know we all talk about, 2018 LeBron being amazing, 2016 LeBron in the finals, but Miami Heat LeBron James, man, that was a totally different animal. You could easily sort of mention him as being one of the top ones of all time. A very interesting one, too, would maybe not just the NBA final performance, but definitely the entire playoff performance of Dirk Nowitzki in 2011. That one's also one of my favorites because I think we all know that one title that Dirk has is worth, 5 or 6, fool's gold NBA Finals trophies that a lot of players is so meaningful, and during Nowitzki, he played absolutely excellent during that entire series. Maybe not stat-wise, but efficiently, smarts, IQ. If you watch the way the Mavericks played during that final series, it's absolutely insane to watch. Another really great dominant one would maybe be Tim Duncan in the 2003 NBA Finals, or even Tim Duncan in the 1999 NBA Finals. I mean, he was already, a young player, but he was easily dominating, veteran big men during his time in San Antonio. Absolutely rocked people in the 1999 NBA Finals. That was a lot of fun to watch as well. I mean, you could pick any one of Michael Jordan's Finals MVPs that he had. Definitely 1997, 98 was pretty important because obviously the shot and the last dance, it's pretty important, but I mean, the 1992 NBA Finals, where that's arguably one of the greatest teams of all time ever assembled, was also probably maybe his best showing out. Let's see, what else do we have here? Larry Bird in the 85, 86 NBA Finals, where he, led one of the greatest teams of all time, the 86 Boston Celtics. Wow, that was an insane team, and obviously Larry Bird being a back-to-back NBA MVP. A little bit of icing on top for that one as well. Just an insane player, and also very underrated. I think Larry Bird is also very underrated in the NBA's history. What else do we have here? A little bit of a fan favorite one for myself would be Bill Walton in 1977 winning the Blazers' first ever and only NBA championship. I mean, he was, going up against, the 76ers and that great, Sixers run. Again, Dr. J was on that team and a bunch of other really greats of the 76ers era. And that was a really cool and great dominant series he had against them. There are just absolutely so many great ones. Oh, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in the 1970-1971 NBA Finals with the Milwaukee Bucks. I mean, this dude was averaging like 40 points per game during that time period. It was, we all talk about the 80s great run of the LA Lakers with Magic and Kareem. Kareem in the 70s, that's just, he was one of the best NBA talents of all time. Is Milwaukee Bucks Kareem, that's for sure. But yeah, I think that's it. I'm trying to think of any other ones. Hakeem Olajuwon in the 90s was good. But yeah, let me know down in the comments who you think this year's Finals MVP is going to be. It's probably going to be Giannis because he was the best player, but they could throw in maybe an Iguodala type of pick out there. Maybe, I don't know, Bobby Portis will get Finals MVP for doing something, I don't know. And also maybe kind of an underrated one, Kawhi Leonard in 2018-2019. He played really good. Obviously, the competition wasn't all there because of the injuries, but Kawhi was still dominant during that period, and maybe even still the best player on the court, even without the injuries, because Kawhi during that time period was, man, he was an MVP of the league type of candidate during then. So, I mean, that was a great Finals run for Kawhi. So, yeah, I think that is going to be it for me. Again, make sure you comment down below maybe some of your favorite NBA Finals moments of all time. So that being said, thank you guys so much, and I think that's everything. So again, make sure you like the video,